we will just head on to the next speaker, our very own Morten Eriksen. He's our CEO and the co-founder of Enonic.
Yeah, thank you, Siv, and thank you, Stula. Exciting stuff, and important to focus on both user experience, and then you will get the organic traffic too, so really good. So I will start by just sharing my screen. I will show you very quickly the Siteimprove integration for Enonic XP. And then I will show you the new features in Content Studio 3.3 that's coming soon now. So let's just share the screen. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're all familiar with Enonic Market.
Morten, we can't see your presentation. We can just see the webinar gem.
We'll try to share again then. Yeah, that's better probably.
Yep.
Okay, so Enonic Markets. This is the marketplace for extensions, libraries, and starter kits for Enonic XP. So if you haven't checked this out earlier, just go to the site and see what's available. The applications can more or less be installed directly in Enonic XP if you have access to do it, or if you have a test installation. And one of these applications is the Siteimprove app. So let's see. So there's an extension that give you some Siteimprove stats in the Content Studio. And on Market, you can see, you can get to the documentation. You also have the release list. But this can be installed, and it needs some configuration to connect with the Siteimprove's APIs. But it's very quick to get up and running. So I will show you quickly how this looks on our installation. So the enonic.com site. So if I go to the context panel, we have a widget called Siteimprove. And this widget, when you have chosen a site, the globe, you will get the statistics for your full site. So we have set up in Siteimprove that it will crawl enonic.com. And the widget will show you the kind of the core metrics from Siteimprove for your full site. We have the Siteimprove score, QA, accessibility, and SEO. But you also have some more details like the breakdown of this. And in addition to that, you can also click directly to go into Siteimprove in this specific area. On the top here, you can see that this site was last crawled today, and also the next crawl. But you can also trigger a crawl of the site from Enonic. So this is for the full site. If I go to one of our blog posts, like the latest one, we get the stats for that single content. So you can see that we have some issues. There's lots of things to fix, and we probably have a long way to go to get everything kind of 100%, but that's really hard. So let's see, I will jump directly into Siteimprove to check out this misspelling. Then we have the page in Siteimprove. We can see the kind of the links directly to the problems. So you can see we have spelled LinkedIn. It's actually wrong because it's a big I, but I think it's more or less Siteimprove hasn't added LinkedIn. You can also get other words that needs to be checked. So not everything is errors, as you can see, and then you can just approve them. So So that's how it works. You can also edit directly, kind of the other way, go from Siteimprove and edit content in Enonic XP. So that's the Siteimprove integration. As I mentioned, it requires some configuration, but it's quick to get up and running and to test. Okay, so that's the next stage then is the Enonic XP and also Content Studio. We're working to release this any day now, probably early next week. And it's XP 7.7 and also Content Studio 3.3. So for this version of Content Studio, we see we have this nice image from Hardangerfjorden. It was taken by Alan, our engineering manager, on his holiday in Norway last year. So that's how you recognize that you have Enonic Content Studio 3.3. So let's jump directly into the admin console and Content Studio. Now we actually had the first feature. In the previous versions, you always got this pop-up where you had to choose your project. But since I've been into the superhero blog the previous time I entered Content Studio, I was kind of thrown directly into this project. So you don't need to choose it every time. Next up, so there's some improvements and some new features in 3.3. And for kind of, it might seem like a few smaller fixes, but there's also kind of important structural things. So let's start by showing you the kind of the tree structure relations for content. So as you know, if you create something in a folder, you would always get the kind of the list of all the content types. And it's a fairly long list. It might be hard to find kind of the content type you need to create at this space in the tree. So with this version, we have created the possibility to kind of filter what's possible to create beneath a content type. So for instance, the folder is a content type. A blog post is a content type. You can choose what can be created below a blog post. Or you can also create like a special folder for blog posts. We'll do that now. We have a posts folder. And this folder is configured, so you will just see get the option to create posts beneath it. So blog posts, that's the name of this one. If I create a new blog post now, we just get this option. So this is a way of kind of making it easier to navigate and also kind of tightening the structure and probably get a cleaner content structure. So I will create a new post. And this is our demo post. Really boring title, but now let's see. So now we want to choose a author. So here's also a new feature. So in the previous versions, you couldn't see the status of the contents. When you are in the content selector, all the contents that you search for, they have a status, but you could not see it. So if there is space for it, we will show the status. Now it's kind of tighter, you won't see the status. So let's add Michael. And just a few more here. Next one, the gallery. So the gallery has previously always shown 3 images in a row. But for her, as you probably noticed, if you have like a part with a image selector, you might get like a very small image. So we made this responsive. So if it's kind of tighter space, then it will show just down to one image. So then it's a bit easier to find what you're looking for. Choose this one. Oops. Okay. And also, let's see, just check this notes here. Yeah. Now we're going to edit this page. If I choose to customize it, then one new thing now is if the left form is not kind of minimized or removed, then you can use this arrow. The arrow was earlier positioned here, but now it's here. Usually, depending on the size of your screen, it will automatically kind of expand the page editor, but it depends a little. So we're also improving that. So another feature from this version, you can also choose what parts and layouts will be available in the page editor based on the content type. So now we are in the post content type. Just do this. And we have an example here. So if I want to put in a layout, we see that we have the 1 column, 3 column, and 2 column. So let's choose the 3 column. And we can just add some things in the columns. And this 3 column layout was configured to only be shown on the post content types. So, but this can be done for any part or layout. So let's go to the first page. And here we actually have a layout already. And you can see that for this, the first page, this is a landing page. And the 3 column is not configured to show on landing pages. So this way you can kind of make it easy again for editors to know what to put where. And be more efficient, basically. Okay, next up, there is a new feature for inputs. Let's see, I will create a new author. So see, we have the full list again. We also have an authors folder. So if I want, I could create the authors folder instead and just get authors when you want to create something. But just create an author, and this will be Morten. And here you can see that we added for all text lines and also text areas, we have added a counter. In this particular case, there is like a limit. So we have set that you can have maximum 11 characters, I think. So it will tell you how many is remaining. So Morten, Eriksen. And then give you a message when it's too long. If you don't have a max length on a field, you will just get a counter. So it says how many characters do you have. Then I will also add my email. Here. Okay, so now we have a new content. And then we have another feature. So if you look in the grid now, previously it's always the display name that was listed in the grid. So now you can list any field basically. For this example, we're listing the name and the email. If you had like a product, you could have the product name and article ID or something. So it's more flexible what you're showing here. So that's always useful, especially if you have a lot of content and you have different content types, and it's not always the display name that tells everything. So also another feature to wrap this up is that we have added so you can kind of disable content. You can kind of hide content from the new content dialog. So let's say you have lots of content and the developers create a new content type and you're not supposed to use the old one. then it can actually be kind of hidden from the create new, but you can still edit the content that are already created. So that's also kind of cleaning up instead of kind of adding, don't use this content type or something to the content type. So that's kind of what's new. There's a few other things, but this is the main parts. And this is coming next week. And we're actually running this in production right now, so we're testing, doing that this week, and it's working well. Okay.
Great.
Any questions for that? I have 2 minutes left.
Yeah. We have 2 minutes left. We don't have any questions yet, but I was thinking if you want to just, with the new Content Studio, if you want to test it, and the character thing, is it pre-defined?
Oh, it needs to be defined in the content type. So you kind of add an option in the content type. That's something the developers do. You can add a counter, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Just counter true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's all defined in the content types. All the features with the relations in the tree structure and also the inputs, it's all defined in the content types. Yeah. Also the layouts and part filtering too. So. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I haven't said much about what's coming next, but we're working on lots of new features, of course. So stay tuned for the kind of future version of Content Studio. There's a question now.
Yep. Can we set multiple content types for one part?
Yeah, there is the possibility to add more content types. You can use wildcards, so it's super flexible how you define this. It also goes for the tree structure, kind of the children of the content. So you can kind of define this how you want. Yeah.
Great. I hope that answered your question, Christian. Okay, 1 minute left, and this webinar is being recorded, so we will put out Sturla's presentation and Morten's in 2 separate videos on YouTube. So please follow us on YouTube and make sure that you join our community on Slack. You can ask us questions there, and you can get help from the community, and you can help others. So it's a really good community. Make sure that you go to enonic.com/community. I think it's /community.
Yeah.
And you can find all the links there. You can also go into discuss, or you can find help many places. Please let us know if you have any questions. Send us an email, reach out, just shout out. We're here to help you. So have a good day, everyone. Thank you, Sturla.
Thank you, Sturla. Thank you all.
Thank you, Morten. Okay. See you next time, and have a great summer. We'll see you I guess in August, September, we'll set up a new webinar. So stay tuned, and thank you for participating.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.